First though, my next guest has sold millions of albums, published a series of his own children's books, and recently became a dad for the second time. McFly's Tom Fletcher is right here, and it's lovely to see you, Tom. It really is good to see you.
It's lovely to be here.
And are you getting any sleep?
No, what sleep?
What age is he now?
So Buzz just turned 2.
Yes.
And Buddy is 5 weeks. He was 5 weeks yesterday.
It's only 5 weeks.
Yeah, so we had a long night last night. No sleep. So I might just take a nap. If I just doze off,
yeah, that would
be
fine. But I love the way that you know, the videos that you make. They're really cute. Remember the one you made in the delivery room was so funny.
So people saying, what a waste of the NHS's money.
It was like, no, we were just having a laugh, actually.
Yeah, I just thought it was a fun way to announce my book. And obviously, G is very understanding.
Of course she is. She's very understanding. How is Buzz with his little baby brother? Is he okay? Does he think he's a toy, or does he understand?
Maybe. I mean, he's very physical with him. We kind of have to hold him back. He wants to kiss him and hug him the whole time. And
so the music is continuing. That's all trickling along lovely. But the secondary career, which is children's books.
Yeah.
And was that, do you think, because you're a dad and you started reading to Buzz?
Well, initially, I mean, it started with picture books that I wrote with my bandmate Dougie, and that just came about because we're both big kids, really. And we would spend hours in bookshops looking for inspiration for album artwork and tour artwork and things like that. And it you know, eventually led us into writing picture books. And it's a very similar process to writing songs, really. Yeah. And so essentially it's all writing stories. And so I've always wanted to write a novel. And obviously G is a novelist, and she kind of gave me a kick up the bum to actually do it. And it's a big commitment, you know, writing a novel. It's my first novel, and so but I've loved every second of it.
When is that coming out?
It's actually on my mum's birthday, so I will remember it. It's October 6th, and it's a Christmas book. It's called The Christmasaurus. That's
brilliant. It's a really good thing to do. The more we can get children reading, the better. You know,
I love reading to Buzz. I mean, it's an amazing part of our every day. You know, we read, you know, before bed. It's part of our routine, and you know, and I love making stories come to life and seeing him laugh and giggle. And
no, it's really good. And of course, you've been helping us with our competition.
Yes.
Which was, we got so many entrants. It was fantastic.
Yeah, it was amazing. I was, you know, really pleasantly surprised. Well, it shows how many creative people there are out there that just don't get a break, you know, don't get the opportunity. You know, and I even with my own books, with our picture books originally, I found it difficult to get them published. Of course. You know, and so I know there are a lot of people out there who need a break like this. And yeah, we've got three very talented finalists.
We're going to meet them later. I know they're very excited, and it's wonderful because when you're sort of scribbling away, you're not quite sure, and they've all said how delighted they are that somebody's going, yeah, you can write. Yeah. You know, because you need that affirmation, don't you?
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, when I was writing the Christmasaurus, it's just me on my own in my kitchen next to the coffee machine for weeks and weeks, and then eventually someone else has to read it and judge your work.
Now, Tom, we've been talking, obviously, about what's happened in Belgium, which is absolutely horrific, what happened in Turkey last week. And you're a dad with 2 little ones. Now, they're too tiny.
Yeah.
But one day they will ask questions. And that's, you know, I was talking about this earlier, and how you tell your kids is so tough, isn't it?
It must be incredibly tough, yeah. At the moment, they're obviously too young and completely unaware of that. But, you know, one day, that's the tough task of being a parent, isn't it, I guess?
It's so hard.
You're the one responsible for explaining about the world, good and bad. And, yes, I'm sure I'm going to have to
I know, because you don't want them to feel that the world isn't safe. But at the same time, you've got to let them know, because they're getting all these images all the time. And I remember talking with my daughter after 9/11, and it was really hard, you know, to have that conversation.
It must be, yeah, it must be incredibly difficult. And as the boys grow up, I'm sure I'm going to have to deal with that at some point.
But you would hope that by then...
Well, essentially, I think the world is an amazing, good place, and it's a very small percentage of evil that, you know, unfortunately has a massive impact on our lives.
But, that's very true, you're right.
Overall, I think it's good prevails and is the, you know, is...
I think that's the way to look at it, love. I think that's the way to look at it, absolutely. And you just have to soldier on, and you just have to keep doing what you do. Yeah. That's the thing. Tom, we'll talk to you lots more later on. It's lovely to see you. Thank you, my love.
Thank you very much.